Okay, welcome everyone. Thursday, January 20th, 2022, and we're looking at the gold, oil, and a little bit of the stock market here. So, starting off right with gold, I mean we're right where I drew this line in several weeks ago. So, I mean, um, it's pretty awesome when you see that. Basically what your gold's doing exactly what we expected. Might have a turnaround here, down at this 1830. I think it's going to be a good support line for us. So all we can do is wait and see. See if it holds down on that 1830. I think that would be a good place to start buying again, whether you're going to buy into mining stocks or just some options in GLD or GDX. I think that's probably your best thing. When we're comparing with the dollar, it's coming back in. Looks like it's wanting to work its way through this channel a little bit. So, even with gold holding where we're at and the dollar coming up, still really does bode well for gold. We're starting to see this swing in momentum on the MACD for the dollar. Time will tell. I think there's just still a lot of momentum on gold here that's holding it. We were comparing the other day against the yen. It's not doing so well there, so looks like we're even breaking under this channel. So that that's going to put some pressure on the dollar. The euro is sliding on us here, so it's definitely, same thing. We're crossing over. We're starting to get that negative momentum. The one thing I don't really like about this chart on the euro is we do have this flag forming here. And likely, if we take this guy, lines up near perfectly to this major support line at $1.10, just over $1.10. So we got to watch out for that. Again, oil or gold definitely doesn't have to go against the dollar. It prefers it, but there's been times that they've gone up together or they've gone down together. What else would I want to show you here was with our commitment of traders report. And I'm not sure if you've ever looked at this. So I think if you go to barchart.com on the futures commitment of traders. So this is kind of the old school Larry Williams, taught us this maybe about 25, 30 years ago. This is basically, you're going to show you the commercials, the large spec and the small spec. And what he said years ago and what probably sticks today is the commercials basically run the market. The speculators are going to be wrong most of the time. So when you can find a complete opposite, so say if the speculators are selling and the commercials are not selling, you probably are getting a good time to buy. And this trend actually does show that quite well. So you can see, if you look at this red line for the commercials, whenever the commercials are selling hard, it's lower down here, so it's into the negative. So the commercials start selling hard when prices are high, and they're always selling. I mean, they're making the gold, they're pulling it out of the ground, so they're always going to be selling. But it's just that if they're not selling too much here, that would be an indicator that they're holding back some production to sell later, or selling some forward futures to pre-sell it for future production. So it's not a great range. It's a pretty tight range, but it does give you an indicator here. You can see When the commercials are selling heavily, speculators are buying a little heavier on the green. That's the time to sell. And when it's the opposite, it's the time to buy. And so, you know, this line here at about minus 20,000 is about a good point to buy. So coincidentally here, if you look, you know, we had a high point here. We had the most amount of selling, again with the commercials, and now they've eased up on the selling, and we're up here at this, you know, 1840 range, and the selling's not there. So that tells me they're also anticipating higher prices. So that's a very good positive, and that's something you want to keep an eye on. You know, as you can see, you got a lot of commodities here you can look at. Silver's kind of doing the same thing. You know, commercials, they're just not selling. You know, and even speculators aren't, definitely not at a peak. Speculators are kind of not really wanting to touch it right now. So once we get some momentum and the buying on the speculators goes, you know, that's going to probably do well for silver. Yeah, so we I think that's all we wanted to show here. I was just going to see if I could find oil. Here we go. So oil, yeah, same thing. You know, commercials are maybe starting to sell into it a little bit here, but by no means are we, you know, over here the commercials are minus 574. Right now they are at minus 396. So we're not, I don't think we're in the full range of selling on the commercial side yet, nor are we on the full range of buying on the speculators. I don't trust this a lot for oil so much as gold. For whatever reason, this gold really follows these charts a lot better. I was going to show as well, we'll go back to gold. Just do a comparison with the US dollar here. I know we were talking. So for the most part, so this orange line is the dollar. You can see how it kind of goes opposite to gold, and this is why we're focusing so much on what the dollar's doing. Just something I wanted to show, and I look at those comparisons a lot, you know, when you're looking at different commodities and different stocks. Bitcoin, it's sliding, so, you know, do we have if we draw a horizontal line through here, maybe we got some support left here. So it's kind of on its last legs. It needs to get some buyers and get some momentum in here. You know, the MACD turned green a little bit. Maybe, we'll see. I was looking at a few other cryptos here earlier today, and they're all kind of in the same boat. Solana, yeah, it's under that 200-day moving average. It's not great, but we are at this support line. You know, and that's the thing. We got, I don't know if you looked into algorithms or looked into trading indicators, but a lot of people are building programs now, and TradingView is a great program to do it. But they'll take these programs, and a lot of times, you know, part of the program will be, do we have our moving averages going up, or do we have certain moving averages crossing the other one? So you know, we're right at the point now where we're going to have a lot of indicators kicking in just with the moving averages being above the moving averages. being above in the positive on the MACD, it's all really what's going to trigger in a lot of buying, whether it's institutional or retail. You know, in addition, look down. I always look into the 2 hour, the 4 hour. Change your time frames around. See what you got going on here. Yeah, you know, we had that nice big green candle punch through. Immediately rejected. The seller stepped in. You know, we'll wait and see. There's nothing here. I mean, that was a great sell point if you wanted to go short on gold. Short term. Like I said, I'd like to see us either come into 830 or 820 before I'd start leaning in on anything again. And if it does go above 840 into that 850 range, I mean, I'd be really surprised it doesn't come back onto this line where you could find a good entry point. And then stepping back, you know, let's go back onto the monthly. Got some big candles here. These guys, candles can tell you a lot what's going on. You know, this big red candle here is right now, I guess, pretty much competing with that green candle. So I don't know if we would say we overtook the green one. Normally what you want to see is that none of these close out higher than the candle, the next biggest candle. So the green might still be our main direction here, positive, because I would say you would need to get a monthly close. We did have a weekly close down below, so but monthly, you know, we have not closed below this big green candle. So right now it's still in play to go up. I mean, we came in, back tested. If for all those guys that do follow these candles, that's fairly positive. See what that looks like weekly. A little bit different story. We got this big red candle, which now we're coming and trying to close above to basically negate that candle and get back into the positive territory. But that said, you know, these two, no one's ever really said you can combine them, but you know, they kind of do work hand in hand. So, you know, and that kind of starts looking like that monthly setup here, where we still have this as your power push up, and now we back testing and we're coming up through. So really, until you really have to probably close below this point here. So you get a weekly close or starting in a daily close at that 1760. That's going to be the death of it. And you know, and honestly, if you did, you'd be doing it somewhere around where these lines are down here. So we're nowhere near it. I mean, if that's what happens and we get pushed in there, you never know. But I think momentum wise, like we said, the commitment of traders, things that are going on with the dollar, kind of like what we got. So we'll keep watching it closely. We will keep putting out some videos. Again, keep coming back. Watch, like, subscribe, leave some comments. Let me know if you want to see anything else there. All right. Thank you.